Okay, so Tottenham Hotspur looking for a new manager. There's also plenty of movement activity in the transfer market with that first bonus transfer window closing on Tuesday. Mark McAdam is back and we've got some new news.
Facundo Buonanotte passing his medical with Chelsea is a moment that has sent ripples across the footballing world, particularly among the Stamford Bridge faithful who have grown accustomed to seeing their club aggressively pursue some of the brightest young talents in global football. The story of this transfer is more than just a simple medical test being cleared, it is the unfolding chapter of Chelsea's long-term vision and their never-ending appetite to build a squad for the present and the future. When the Argentine midfielder arrived in London for his tests, there was an air of excitement that quickly spread through the Chelsea fan base, and the news of him passing his medical was the confirmation that everyone had been waiting for. Medicals in football are often overlooked in the grand scheme of transfer activity, but they represent a crucial checkpoint where dreams can be dashed or fulfilled. For Buonanotte, this was not merely a procedure, it was the key that unlocked the doors of Stamford Bridge and allowed him to step into one of the most competitive and glamorous environments in world football. Chelsea's pursuit of Buonanotte fits into a wider narrative about how the club is now being built. Under Todd Bailey and the Clear Lake ownership, the strategy has shifted from short-term star acquisitions to an ambitious model of acquiring young, high-ceiling prospects who can develop under the right conditions and eventually dominate the Premier League. Buonanotte's arrival in this context feels like a perfectly timed signing. At just 19 years old, he already carries the technical quality and tactical intelligence that belie his age. Passing his medical means Chelsea can now accelerate the process of integrating him into Mauricio Pochettino's setup, and that alone has fans buzzing about what he could add to the midfield options. The Argentine connection is also a fascinating aspect of this transfer. Chelsea's history with South American players is rich and varied, from Hernan Crespo to Juan Sebastián Veron to more recent signings, and Buonanotte's entry into this lineage offers the club a chance to once again embrace the creativity and flair that Argentinian footballers are famous for. The significance of Buonanotte's medical clearance cannot be understated when you think about what it represents in football. Players often spend years honing their craft, pushing through countless youth matches, training sessions, and national team call-ups just to arrive at a moment like this. To step foot into a Premier League medical facility and come out cleared is not only a professional checkpoint but a personal triumph. For Buonanotte, the medical was the culmination of his efforts at Brighton and his rise in Argentine youth football. He had to prove he was physically ready to handle the intensity of the English game, which is notorious for its physical demands, relentless schedule, and high intensity. With that hurdle now behind him, Chelsea can safely move forward to finalize paperwork, registrations, and perhaps even prepare his unveiling in front of the Stamford Bridge crowd. Chelsea's fan base has been eagerly discussing Buonanotte for weeks, dissecting his performances at Brighton and imagining how he might slot into Pochettino's system. While Brighton's recruitment model deserves credit for spotting and nurturing him, Chelsea's decision to move for him is another sign of the way they have become experts at identifying Premier League-proven youngsters with potential to evolve into superstars. Buonanotte's playing style is a mix of intelligence, quick footwork, and creativity, all wrapped up in the energy of youth. Passing his medical means those qualities will soon be tested in blue, and the anticipation surrounding his first appearance in a Chelsea shirt is already building. His vision on the ball, his ability to glide past defenders, and his willingness to take risks in the final third all suggest he could become a creative spark in games where Chelsea need inspiration. For Mauricio Pochettino, the arrival of another Argentine talent carries a special kind of meaning. As an Argentine manager in the Premier League, Pochettino has often been viewed as a figure capable of bridging the gap between South American technical brilliance and European tactical discipline. Buonanotte, in many ways, represents the perfect kind of player for Pochettino to mold. His medical clearance means the manager can now plan how best to introduce him, whether that be gradually through substitute appearances or by throwing him straight into cup competitions to test his resolve. There is a school of thought that suggests Buonanotte could thrive under Pochettino's demanding but nurturing style, given that the manager has a history of elevating young talents into established stars, as he did with Harry Kane, Dele Alli, and Son Heung-min during his Tottenham tenure. Chelsea fans will be hoping Buonanotte becomes the next great product of Pochettino's faith in youth. From the player's perspective, passing the medical with Chelsea is the culmination of a dream he has likely nurtured since childhood. Like many young Argentines, Buonanotte grew up in a culture where football is more than just a sport, it is a way of life. To move from Rosario Central to Brighton was already a significant leap, but to now land at a global giant like Chelsea represents the fulfillment of a trajectory that only the most dedicated and talented individuals achieve. Clearing his medical is more than a health certificate, it is a validation that he belongs at this level. It is proof that his body and preparation are aligned with the demands of playing for one of the most demanding clubs in world football. Fans who follow his journey closely will understand how symbolic this moment is, because every great Chelsea career has to begin somewhere, and for Buonanotte, it begins here, with the simple but powerful phrase, "He has passed his medical." Transfers like this also ignite debates in the footballing community about Chelsea's strategy. Some critics might argue that the club has already stockpiled too many young talents, raising questions about whether Buonanotte will get the minutes necessary to thrive. Others, however, see this as yet another smart move, where Chelsea secure a high upside player early and then allow him to grow under their infrastructure. Passing the medical makes the debate even sharper because it removes all doubt about his readiness. The only questions left now are about integration, adaptation, and opportunity. Supporters are keen to know how he will fit into Chelsea's midfield, whether he will be used as a number 10, a deeper playmaker, or even an inverted winger in certain tactical setups. The medical confirmation means those conversations can now take place with seriousness, because the deal is practically done. Another fascinating layer to this story is how it reflects Chelsea's ability to act decisively in the market. Passing a medical is never guaranteed. There have been countless examples of deals collapsing at the last minute because of medical concerns. In Buonanotte's case, the green light is a relief for everyone involved. For the player, it removes any doubt that his transfer might collapse. For Chelsea, it ensures that their investment is secure and their plans for the squad remain intact. And for the fans, it allows excitement to build without the nagging fear of a last-minute failure. The psychological impact of this cannot be overstated. A failed medical often leaves scars on both clubs and players, but a successful one, particularly for a young player like Buonanotte, can serve as a boost of confidence that propels them into their new adventure with enthusiasm. The atmosphere around Stamford Bridge is also shaped by these types of announcements. Supporters live for the thrill of transfer updates, and Buonanotte's medical clearance has become one of those milestones that fans will remember when looking back at his journey. Years from now, Chelsea fans may look back at the summer of 2025 and recall the moment they first learned Buonanotte had passed his medical, sparking conversations, social media posts, and speculation about his debut. This is the beauty of football transfers. They are as much about narrative as they are about logistics. Every signing carries a story, and Buonanotte's story is now intertwined with Chelsea's ongoing rebuild. Beyond the immediate fanfare, the medical clearance also means Chelsea's coaching and medical staff now have the baseline data they need to design a development plan for Buonanotte. These medicals are not just pass or fail procedures, they provide detailed insights into a player's physical condition, strengths, and areas that require attention. Chelsea's staff will now use this information to tailor training loads, recovery schedules, and diet plans that maximize Buonanotte's potential while minimizing injury risks. For a young player adjusting to the physicality of the Premier League, this scientific approach can be the difference between flourishing and fading. Passing the medical is step 1, thriving under Chelsea's system is the long-term goal. Another angle that excites fans is the chemistry Buonanotte could bring to Chelsea's midfield. With players like Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and Conor Gallagher in the mix, Buonanotte's addition adds variety and creativity. Imagine an Argentine duo of Buonanotte and Enzo linking up in midfield. It is the kind of prospect that makes Chelsea fans dream of fluid, attacking football. The medical clearance means those dreams can now move closer to reality. Training ground partnerships, friendly matches, and eventually competitive fixtures will reveal how well Buonanotte can slot into Chelsea's style, but for now, just knowing he is fit and ready is enough to set imaginations alight. For Buonanotte himself, the emotional weight of passing the medical must be immense. Many players have spoken about how nerve-wracking those hours can be, waiting for doctors to give the all-clear. Any minor issue can raise questions, and for a young player about to take the biggest step of his career, the pressure is enormous. To walk out of that medical room with everything approved must have felt like lifting a personal trophy. In that moment, all the sacrifices, the hours of training, the injuries overcome, and the doubts silenced converge into a single, life-changing outcome. He is now officially on the path to becoming a Chelsea player. As the days unfold and Chelsea prepare to announce him formally, the buzz will only grow louder. Passing his medical was the key milestone, and now fans will be eagerly awaiting the images of him holding the Chelsea shirt, smiling for the cameras, and declaring his excitement to play at Stamford Bridge. That presentation, when it comes, will be the moment the dream becomes reality. But it all started here, with a medical that was passed successfully, proving that Buonanotte is physically and mentally prepared for the next chapter of his career. The medical is over, the hurdles have been cleared, and the stage is now set for Facundo Buonanotte to embrace the challenge of Chelsea. For the fans, it is the beginning of a new story, one filled with promise, creativity, and excitement. For the player, it is the continuation of a journey that began in Argentina and has now reached one of the grandest footballing stages in the world. For Chelsea, it is another piece of their long-term puzzle, a statement that they will continue to trust youth, continue to invest boldly, and continue to shape a squad capable of competing at the very top. Facundo Buonanotte passing his medical is not the end of the story, it is only the prologue of what could be a thrilling new chapter at Stamford Bridge.